We meticulously care for the physical body every single day. We nourish it, we train it, we rest it. But how much genuine, deliberate care do we devote to the mind, the very seat of our judgment, our peace, and our character? This is the fundamental, often ignored question that separates fleeting wellness trends from a truly robust, enduring framework for self-maintenance. For over 2 millennia, Stoicism has offered a profoundly different, more demanding, yet ultimately more rewarding concept of self-care. It moves beyond the superficial applications of spa days and retail therapy to address the deep structural needs of our inner lives, urging us to become the vigilant guardians of our mental fortress. The modern understanding of self-care has become dangerously distorted, often reduced to a fleeting luxury, a reward for exhaustion, or a consumer indulgence. It's presented as permission to splurge, to detach, or to escape, framed as something we do after we've been depleted, rather than a continuous, preventative practice. We confuse temporary distraction with genuine mental restoration. This flawed view treats self-care as an additive, a lavish, often expensive extra, instead of recognizing it as the essential, deliberate removal of what is unnecessary and the focused cultivation of inner strength. The Stoics recognized that true care is not about adding more, but about refining what is already there, protecting what is truly valuable, and eliminating what is toxic. We must reject the notion that self-care is merely indulgence and embrace it as a moral necessity. To truly understand this deeper concept, we must turn to the timeless wisdom of the great Stoic thinkers. Marcus Aurelius taught us the power of the inner citadel, emphasizing that our peace is not contingent upon external events, but upon our judgment of them, making self-care the practice of perfecting that judgment. Seneca warned us against the dangers of being busy without purpose, stressing that we must audit our time and attention to ensure they are spent on what truly matters, which is the cultivation of virtue. His lessons on brevity of life underscore the urgency of spending our days on deliberate living, not merely reacting. Epictetus, the former slave who became a powerful teacher, gave us the core doctrine of dichotomy of control, a foundational principle of Stoic self-care. We must focus our energy exclusively on what is within our power, our thoughts, opinions, and actions, and relinquish the worry over everything else. These principles converge on a revolutionary idea. Self-care is not passive relaxation, it is active self-mastery, demanding continuous self-discipline, profound self-awareness, and relentless attention to our actual essential needs. This brings us to the core concept of this guide: precision self-care. This Stoic vision redefines self-care as a highly targeted, efficient, and mentally demanding practice. It is not broad-spectrum wellness, but a focused surgical strike against the forces that erode our tranquility. First, precision self-care means the uncompromising protection of mental peace. This is the highest priority, achieved by constantly scrutinizing our impressions and applying the Epictetus test of control. Secondly, it is the deliberate elimination of unnecessary distraction. Our attention is our most finite, precious resource, and true self-care requires building boundaries against the noise, the endless notifications, the low-value conversations, and the gossip and the compulsive scrolling that bleed our mental energy dry. Finally, it demands maintaining a rigorous yet flexible balance between body and mind, recognizing that one cannot be truly healthy while the other is neglected. This means treating the body not as an object of vanity, but as the strong, reliable instrument of the rational mind. The power of Stoicism lies in its practicality, and precision self-care is implemented through concrete daily habits. It begins with morning reflection or journaling, a practice embraced by Marcus Aurelius. Before the world rushes in, we should write down or mentally review the day's tasks, setting an intention for how we will approach inevitable challenges and reminding ourselves of the virtues we intend to practice. This morning audit preempts the day's chaos. Next is the necessity of digital minimalism. This is not simply taking a break, but applying Stoic rigor to our devices, deleting apps that do not serve our primary values, setting strict time windows for consumption, and using technology as a tool for intentional connection, not as a master of perpetual distraction. Furthermore, the deliberate practice of gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we possess, inoculating us against envy and dissatisfaction, two major sources of internal unrest. This is a powerful, instant dose of mental calm. Finally, we must prioritize limited but meaningful rest. True rest is restorative, not escapist. It means deep, focused sleep and intentional downtime where we truly unplug and allow the mind to process, rather than mindlessly consuming media until exhaustion. A short, focused walk without a phone can be infinitely more restorative than 2 hours of mind-numbing television.
These seemingly small yet disciplined habits possess profound modern relevance. In our hyper-connected world, a reality the ancient Stoics could never have imagined, our mental boundaries are constantly being assaulted. The Stoic practices of reflection, focused attention, and intentional detachment are not just ancient philosophical ideas, they are essential survival strategies for maintaining mental strength and clarity. They empower us to resist the pull of comparison culture, manage the anxiety fueled by 24/7 news cycles, and cultivate an unshakable inner resilience. By practicing precision self-care, we are building a robust internal firewall against the chaos of the digital age, ensuring that our reactions are driven by reason, not by impulse or external pressure. This allows the young professional and the student to approach their demanding lives not with frantic energy, but with composed, targeted power. In conclusion, the ultimate takeaway is simple yet revolutionary. Precision self-care is not a treat you give yourself. It is the strategic, relentless protection of your inner strength. It is the acknowledgement that your mind is your greatest possession, the one thing external forces can never truly take from you, provided you remain its devoted guardian. This practice is the difference between simply surviving the modern world and truly thriving within it, maintaining deep-seated calm regardless of the storm outside. It requires discipline, but it offers freedom. I encourage every one of you watching to take the first precise step today. Start a practice of 5 minutes of morning reflection, or deliberately delete the single most distracting app from your phone. Begin with this small, surgical act of self-care and observe the immediate change in your mental landscape. Share your initial steps and your experiences adopting Stoic self-care in the comments below. Let us build a community focused not on superficial indulgence, but on profound, disciplined self-mastery.